In this video, we'll make the calculator for a covered put option. So first, let's define the put option. We need a strike price, and the strike price could be equal to 400, and the premium for that put option could be $100. And now we have to define the stock price, and the stock price could start from 0, and then we can have an increment of 10. And this is just for the simulation, because we want to check how the profit will look like at different stock prices. So this is how the stock prices are defined now in the increment of 10, but you can define it in different increments. Now we have to calculate the profit from selling the put option. So this is profit from selling put option. Now profit from selling the put option will depend upon the strike price and the stock price itself. So therefore we have to put a if command, and we are doing a logical test. The logical test is if the stock price is greater than the strike price. So what will happen? Because we are selling a put option, if the stock price is more than the strike price, then we will actually make money, and that money will be equal to the premium that we got from selling that put option. So that will be equal to the premium. And however, if the stock price is below the strike price, in that case we will lose the money, and that money will be equal to stock price minus the strike price, plus we are still making the money which we got from selling the put option. So I'm just still adding the premium back into the scenario, and this is how it will look like. So if the put option goes to 0, if the stock price goes to 0, the total profit from the put option will be equal to strike price minus the premium we got from selling that put option. Now if I drag it down, you can see that my reference to the stock is changing, and the reference to the strike price and the premium is also changing. I don't want this strike references to change, so therefore I'll just go to the first formula and I put a dollar sign in all these cases. So if I put a dollar sign, and now if I drag it down, you can see that only reference for the stock price is changing. So now I can keep it dragging down all the way down, and this is how my profit from the selling a put option will look like. Now you can see that eventually at $300 my profits are 0, and then I start to make money, and at 400 I'm making $100 even, and then eventually if the stock goes up, the $100 will remain same. So why I'm having a break-even point at 300? That is because our premium is $100. So we are making 100 at 400, but then as the stock price goes down, we are losing money from that $100 we originally got from selling that put option. And eventually at 300 we lost all the premium, and now we start to have a loss. Now again, suppose now because this is the covered call option, we also need to have a stock. So price at which stock was shorted, and that could be equal to let's say if it's equal to 600. Now if I'm shorting the stock at 600, then profit from stock, that will be equal to stock price, that will strike price minus the stock price. And I'll just put a dollar sign here, and now you can see if I drag it down, so I'm making more money if the stock is down. If the stock goes up, the profit starts to get down, and eventually when the stock is pretty high, then I'm starting to lose money because I'm shorting the stock. I'm basically selling the stock and then waiting for it to go down and eventually buy it later, right? So this is the profit from shorting the stock. Now what I need to do is I need to calculate the scenario where I am shorting the stock and I'm also selling a put option. So all I have to do is I need to add them together. So I'll say 600 plus 300, and this will eventually give me these numbers. And how these numbers look like, the best way to look at them is to plot them. So let me first plot the first case. So I'm plotting, and I'll say insert, and this is how my chart will look like if I short a put option. So this is sell put option, and now you can see that my profit is from the premium from that put option, and if the stock goes down, then I'm start to lose money, and eventually my maximum loss is equal to stock price minus the strike price plus the premium money I got. So this is I'll just put the labels, and so that it's more clear. So the vertical is profit, and horizontal is the stock price, and this is the profit. And now I'll just take this, copy this, and I'll paste it again, and I'll select this plot, and I change the reference to shorting the stock. So now this is what I get when I short the stock, and this is my profit from there. And when I need to do the total, all I have to do is I'll put them together, and I'll copy this again, and I put this again back here, and I'll select this, and I'll change the reference to the total. And this is how the chart will look like for a covered put option. And now you can see that let me change this a little bit. So the price where I shorted, let's change it to be 1600, and K1 to be 1000. Now this is how the plot will look like. Now you can see that because I shorted the stock at 1600, I start to make profit when the stock goes below 1600, but eventually my profit stops at the strike price, because I assume that the stock will not go below 1000. It should go down, but it will not go below 1000. Therefore I should sell a put option there, and then I can make take advantage of the premium which is available at that price. So let me compare this scenario with just if I would have shorted the stock itself. And now you can see that if I just short the stock, I would have made, let me change the premium to 200 so it's more clear. Now you can see that if I just short the stock, I'm making money when the stock goes down, but it's little less if I also sell a put option. Although I am capping down on the maximum profit I can do, but if the stock remains above the strike price of 1000 but below the amount at which I shorted the stock, I'm actually making more money, and that is equivalent to the premium that the put option was available to be sold. So basically in this case, I'm making a little bit of more money by capping down my maximum profits. And I hope this video helped, and this sheet can be used and you can make the sheet yourself from this video. However, if you don't want to make this sheet yourself, you want to buy this sheet, then you can we have provided a link below for you to make the purchase for this sheet. And I hope this video helped, and I'll see you next time.